Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Success Story session. So today we have with us Ms. Trisha who has cleared the SEBI Graded 2025 examination in her first attempt. She is from the non-commerce background. She has done the BTech in computer science and she was also working aspirant when she was preparing for the SEBI Graded examination. So she is a true inspiration for all the students that are coming from the different educational backgrounds to become the SEBI Graded officer. So, first of all, heartiest congratulations to you for clearing the examination.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And were you expecting to clear the exam in just the first attempt?
I definitely was not expecting, but I just gave in my 100%, actually more than 100%, and I'm really overwhelmed and happy about it. I'm
Okay.
grateful of it.
And what was the reaction when you saw your name in the final list?
I was practically shaking. I never expected that. I was sitting in my office, so I just rushed out. I just called that I have just checked my roll number in the phone. Can you just called my husband, told him that can you just check it on the laptop? Is it there or not? That is my roll number, and it was just a very grateful and overwhelming experience.
Okay. And like coming from the computer science background, you were doing like a good job. You have been working for past 6, 7 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you were working in a senior position, you were working in a good job. So why did you think of doing SEBI and giving the SEBI examination?
I was working in a startup and I was doing a lot of things. It was more of a diverse profile and I had developed interest towards finance. I somehow wanted to get into the financial domain, and the option was either getting into MBA or looking for something else. And practically, I was not aware of the regulatory bodies till last year. So that awareness was a little low for me in the regulatory body scheme. When I got to know, I was like, this is the perfect thing for me. This is as good as a corporate, and it also gives the stability and financial perks as well. So it was I was very inspired and eager to attempt and get into it.
And how did you make up your mind? Because it is very difficult coming out of your comfort zone and going through like different subjects. And you know that you have to compete with the CA students that have studied it for years, the commerce background students that have studied for years. So, how did you make up your mind?
And also not studying for the last 5 6 years, it had added to it. But I started slow. I purchased a course for RBI as well as SEBI. I don't know why, but I always was interested towards the SEBI since I was working in a startup. I had understood about a lot of functions which is involved with SEBI, so I was more inclined towards it. I started in somewhere around August. I started with finance and management, and I started enjoying it. I had started a little slow, but I enjoyed it. I started enjoying it. My target was RBI 2026, and I was not sure when SEBI would be when SEBI notification would be out. So I started slow, but then RBI notifications came in, and then I put up my focus on RBI phase one. I did finance management with GA and a little bit of quants, but I missed that with quant sectional by 1 mark. And in the same time duration, I think SEBI's notification was out. So it was like, I did not consider it as a trial attempt. I was like, now the notifications are out, and it had given a time period of like for 50 days around from the notification till the phase one exam. So I was like, I'll now just given my whatever I can, more than 100% to it, and I'll give it as a very strong attempt. The age criteria was also like I should not be missing this. So I just went into it with everything, and gratefully I am here now.
And usually there is a perception that this SEBI grade A examination is more for the CA students or commerce students because of the subjects costing,
Right.
commerce and accounts, and economics, finance management, not only in phase one but also in phase two.
Right.
So, like, how did you break this perception in your mind? And what do you think that is it correct thinking that this examination is more for those students?
No, I don't think that. I, first of all, even before thinking of preparing, I had seen that there are a lot of BTech students into these domains. Even I think RBI 2024 or some topper was an IIT Kharagpur student. Like, there are a lot of BTech. So I definitely knew that there are BTechs there. That is doable. But yeah, definitely I was having that fear that I am not knowing the things, because these were the basics of the topic. So I had a perception that maybe the CAs and other from the commerce background will actually be having all these knowledge.
Mm.
So I just felt that I'll have to work more. I'll have to understand the topics. Also, those orientation videos which used to come in to guide how to study and everything, they also mentioned that it is not just for commerce background. S- And knowing that there were a lot of BTechs into it, it gave me a little bit of more motivation. I was like, now let's just do it without thinking more. Just start studying, start preparing. And that is how I started it. I sped it up after the notification. So my finance and management were mostly like 70-80% done by October. So October, no, November 5th, by November 15th, I think my finance and management were done. So the rest of the 45 days I spent on the rest of the four subjects.
Okay, and what was the main motivation going from the private sector to the SEBI organization?
There were a lot of things. First was the job market in the current scenario.
Mm.
So the stability factor was there that it is as good as a corporate. It is is a very, very prestigious institution. And I had worked in an MNC, I worked in a startup, and I had seen everything there. And I really wanted to, with a certain, your mindset changes after a certain age. And I was like, now I want to have a little bit of stability in my life, and that was one of the biggest motivating factors.
Usually, it is very difficult to maintain, like to do your job also and do the preparation also, and you were also married. So, how did you manage your work, personal and professional, like your preparation journey also?
That was a challenge, not in my personal aspect. It was nothing, no extra effort I was needed to put in into my personal life. It was all sorted. They were very supportive. um, for the professional aspect and the study part, I really had to put in a lot of extra hours. I completed my job in, like, I was having a work from home option at that time, so I was at a little bit advantage. I used to finish up my work by 8 7, and after that I used to sit from, like, I took a break, I did dinner and everything, then from 10 to 4 5 6 in the morning I used to study. So that was one thing which I used to do it like consistently. Moreover, because it was in my mind that it's just these 3 months, just put in everything which you can and just let the fate decide आगे क्या होगा. So I did do that almost every day for the 3 months.
Some days are like too tiring, like when you are working also. So, some days in the job, it becomes very hectic. So, how did you manage those tiring days? Like, how did you study in those tiring days or the days where you were pinning down?
There were two things. One was you are physically exhausted. So once you're physically exhausted, you cannot do it. Like, there were days when I was just reading the sentences and nothing was going into my brain. So I did sleep. I When I was very sleepy, I just like slept. I slept at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or whenever early. And I used, luckily and forcefully also, I used to wake up at, like, I kept a timeline of 5 to 6 hours of sleep. Usse zyada I was not able to get in those days. So I used to wake up early. And if I was not able to study early morning because I have been a night owl, so I used to finish up the work which I could in the early mornings, and then I used to study in the noon. And there were some days when you were just mentally exhausted. So for those times, I just used to either listen to music, or I just used to, like, stand in my ghar ka mandir. I used to just stand there, close my eyes, and just be there for 10-15 minutes. It's like whatever is in my mind, I either speak to God or just be there. It used to calm me down, and then I used to come back, sit again, and study.
Did you ever not felt or did your family not say ki you are already in a good position? You are from like BTech computer science background, so you have done good and you are having a good job. So why take this extra effort? Why put so much of the pressure on your brain?
Uh, I have always, like, my family, my husband, my parents, they have always supported me. They have never questioned me for anything. And I've got a lot of support from them during the preparation time. What I used to do was just finish my work, my office work, and study. There was nothing else required for me to do in those times. So I have got a lot of support for those times from my parents, and my husband. So I don't think that strength that gave me a lot of strength actually to do what I want to do. So
Nicely
they've
said.
never questioned anything or suggested that you should not do it, don't put extra effort. They were always very supportive and they are very happy and proud. So that was one motivating factor. I used to say that मुझे मेरे पति और पिता को proud करना है. So
Nice. Nicely said. Now, coming to the next question, that there are times when you start questioning yourself in your mind. Like हमारे साथ भी होता है in whatever position profile we are in,
correct,
and you are giving a examination that is centered around some subjects that you have never studied.
correct.
So did this question did not like come up again and again, that what am I doing? Will I be able to do it? This subject seems difficult or this seems difficult. So how did you tackle that negative thoughts that came in your mind?
It always used to come because everything was very new. So I always used to think that there are other people out there who have studied this for 4 5 years in their colleges or who have been studying preparing for so many examinations. There are like lakhs of people filling the form. There is just 1 to 2% selection rate. So it always used to happen, but what I did was I just had one thought that even it said that these are the basics of the topics. You don't
Mm.
have to master it at that moment. So all my task was to understand the concept, to understand what is there in the syllabus, and then to practice the questions. So what I did first was to cover up every subject. I covered all the subjects before phase 1. I went through the videos. I had started studying with the summary sheets as well, but it was taking more time for me. I was able to understand the concepts and everything with the videos more easily. So I used to watch the videos on 2x speed and used to make short notes for myself, which was very quick for revision. And since I was able to understand, I was a little bit. It gave me a confidence that it is doable. It is not impossible to do.
Slowly and slowly, that confidence builds up when you
Right,
are able to do.
right.
Like usually when we are giving our first attempt, so it comes in our mind कि ये तो सिर्फ trial है, this is only trial. We will give the next attempt more seriously. So did it not come in your mind, especially you just started preparing in August or September?
That was one thing. I had thought that I will be starting for RBI phase 2, and I think the previous RBI attempt I considered was a trial, or maybe because I was not able to have, I was having just 1.5 month of preparation, which entirely went into GA. So I think that was there, but for this SEBI examination, I never considered it as a trial attempt. It was like a do or die situation for me. I was very grossly involved in the preparation, and I was like, this is my first and last attempt. Like I need to do it. I will have to do it, and whatever I can do from my end, I'll do for it. I will not consider it as a trial attempt, or I'll think of the next year. I'll just so I just planned the subjects in the timeline and I was like, I will have to complete it. I'll have to finish it if even if it takes me to 7 in the morning. There were like a few days जब मैं 7 बजे सुबह तक भी पढ़ी थी. But जो target set था for the day, I did used to do it because for me it was a very serious attempt.
Mm.
I never
Can you
considered it as a trial. And I would also suggest, I have friends also who were like, "Ki, this is going to be my trial attempt." I tell them, don't consider it as your trial attempt. Give everything you can in this. Nahi hona ya hona is not in your hand, but don't miss out on your preparation thinking that I'll do next year.
Mm. Correct. Then you don't take it seriously, I think. Then you
Correct.
don't prepare in that manner.
वो subconsciously it
Huh,
is wired differently.
correct. Now, can you walk us through your day so that we are able to understand how you were able to manage the time?
I mostly used to get up somewhere around 10:30, 11ish. I used to start my work at around 11, 11:30. And my work, some days it was 7, 8, 8ish tak, I used to wrap up 8, 8, 8:30ish. Then I used to take a break. I used to sit, I used to talk a little or listen to some music, have dinner and everything. And then I used to start studying from around 10, 10 to, then it went on to either 3 or 4, some days 6, 7. So that is how it went. Mostly 5 was an average. 5 तक तो चला ही जाता था in the morning. Then I used to sleep at 5. तो वो 6 घंटे की नींद मुझे मिल जाए, that was like, I did used to take power naps, like 15,
Mm.
20 minutes of sleep in the day whenever I used to get time. I didn't used to miss it. And that used to just power me up again.
Okay. And what were the main challenges that you faced in your preparation journey and the learnings from it?
I think the biggest challenge is time management, how you manage time. So just in the beginning when I was studying with the summary notes as it is suggested, but it was taking too much time for me. So what I discovered for me was that I watched the videos on 2x speed. Even while revising with the summary notes, it used to take a lot of time for me. So what I used to do was I just watch the videos, understand, and used to prepare very short notes. Even my husband was not able to understand what I have prepared in my notes, but it was sufficient for me. So I used to prepare very short notes, the topics which might need revision in the future. And that is how I prepared. I have like just two copies for the entire six subjects. And I then after that I revised from them. So that was how I was able to manage time for this preparation.
Okay. Now I think we have talked about the journey. Now let's start with the strategy part. So usually it is considered that you have, like, many of the students believe they go through multiple sources and they collect all the material that they can. So do you go through, like, what was your strategy?
I
One.
never did that. That was one thing I was a little sure in the beginning as well, that if I go through a lot of platforms and everything and see how many people are doing what and other sources are coming in into from Telegram or other sources, it will just create a chaos in my mind. I'll just be navigating through the resources and I will not be able to study. So I stuck to EduTap. I would say that I have done everything from EduTap from scratch. I even purchased the extra question bank. I practiced a faculty from EduTap itself told me after my phase one, I had called him. I had called EduTap and asked that how should I prepare for phase two, and he had said that if you had completed all the subjects, then 70 questions were less. The attempts of 70 questions were low, and that struck me. And he suggested that practice questions because till phase one, I was not able to practice question. So after that, all the sectional questions, all the chapter wise questions, the quizzes, and then the extra question bank with 5,000 questions. So those were the time I just practiced all the mocks and like around 10,000 questions, which helped me there. So
Okay.
it's been the videos on 2x speed, my notes and questions.
Okay. And this shows that if you're going through the multiple sources, if you have time, if you have 1 year time, then you can
Yes,
go through that.
yes,
But if you have the time of only 4, 5 months, 6 months, then covering one source becomes very important. And covering that also becomes difficult because एक ही
exactly.
source उतना बड़ा होता है.
Exactly.
Correct.
I was not able to go through the summary. I did go to the concept notes or summary sheets where there were certain confusions, but it was very minuscule. It was hardly one or two topics where I used to go through it. If there were certain times when I used to get stuck in a topic, I either used to Google it, understood it by AI, or I used to call the faculty and they would be explaining. So the quick and prompt response from the EduTap team has always been very helpful.
Thank you so much. Means a lot. Now, coming to the strategy part. So you said that, okay, you were following one source. But if you talk about phase one, starting with paper one, it has GA QRE. So how did you prepare for that?
My English was good. My reasoning and I had practiced a little bit, like one, two question papers for Q and QR. I did not get into GA this time because this did not have a lot of sectional requirement. I overall just went through the recent 1, 2 months of GA from the EduTap section as well. And I just focused on finishing my paper two syllabus before phase
Okay.
one. So that was the maximum thing I had done for the phase one.
Okay, so you gave less time for the paper one because you
Yes.
knew that, okay, you have prepared for the RBI also, and it only requires 30
Ha,
marks. Like,
yes, correct.
so in the paper two, like you were doing integrated preparation for the phase one, phase two?
Uh, Paper two, yes. I think paper for phase one, there was not much required as per the previous year question papers. So, and I was not even knowing because the syllabus was huge. So
Hmm.
my target was to finish everything before phase one. So I had planned accordingly so that all the six subjects, every topic, every chapter would be finished before 10th of January. So that is what I did. I somewhere finished it around 1st, 2nd January. I revised it. I revised my notes. I was not able to attempt any questions before that. And in those 7, 8 days, I did a little bit of QRE as well. So that
Okay.
was how I did it for phase one.
So if we think like from the mid-August you started and then you till 1st of January, like till the end of December, we can say you finished the subjects, the six
Yes,
subjects. Okay.
yes.
Can you tell first about the strategy for the company law?
For companies law, I mostly there were live classes going on, so I did not attend the live class, but uh, the recorded sessions of the live classes, I used to watch it also on 2x speed, make my notes as well, because after studying finance and management for around a month, I figured out that my notes would be the easiest to revise
Hmm.
for me. So then I just went through the videos at 2x speed and created my notes along with the videos. And that is how I did it for companies law.
And this time, like if you see the PYQs, the questions in the previous year were quite direct, but this time there were application-based question also
Right.
in company law. So were you expecting it, or were you like shocked in the examination?
No, I think I was not shocked in the examination. There were certain questions on taxes and all which I had considered, since RBI's core syllabus did not include the GST and those subjects. So when preparing, I had like just gone through that chapter not very thoroughly. So those were a little bit of shocker there. But for companies law, I think I was able to attempt, I think, all the questions in the examination. I was not very shocked about it.
Okay, so if you have gone through the company's law, if you have gone through the facts, then even if the application-based questions are coming, you will
Yes.
be able to do it. Nice.
I
I
Wherever
think,
there was a doubt, even during the videos, I just used to pause it, go to Google or ChatGPT or Gemini, and just try to understand if there is something in my mind which is budging me
Mhm.
there. And if still there were no solutions there, I would use to schedule a call and understand that.
Okay. Now, finance, as you said, that there were unexpected questions, especially the deeper questions from the GST and the income tax. So, first of all, how did you prepare for the finance, and then how did you tackle it in the examination in the phase
I
two?
Since I had started preparing for finance in like August, September. So first for finance and management, what I used to do was I used to go through the videos. Along with the videos, I had printed summary notes, and I used to like write down some things if something is required in the summary notes itself. But then I figured out that, and I had almost covered like 10 chapters of finance in the same way. But while revising them, it took a lot of time because
Mhm.
the summary notes were huge. So even the underlines or highlights were not very brief or very shortened. So those 10 chapters were done. I did revise it with the summary notes itself for management as well as finance. But later on, the other six chapters also, I did the same thing. I used the recorded videos itself, no live class. I went through the videos. I watched the videos on 2x and I created my own notes.
Okay. And for finance, like, did you leave all those GST and the income tax questions?
No, no. I think I had attempted one question, but yeah, my total attempt were 86 questions. So I right now don't remember how many I
Hmm.
attempted in GST, but I think I was not able to attempt all.
Okay. And now coming to economics, that was another shocking point because many numericals came,
Right.
lengthy statement-based question, match the following kind of questions. So how did you prepare for economics, first of all? And then in the examination, how did you tackle the questions?
I think in the economic section, I considered the questions in the examination. I was able to attempt all. Those were something I was able to understand because I was very interested in all those. While studying, I found it very interesting and fascinating. Since I was not from the economics field, I had studied economics in just one semester in college, which was very basic. So learning everything in the economics domain was very interesting for me. I was really enjoying it, and those were your videos only in the recorded session. So I was enjoying it. For the same, I just watched the videos at 2x. I used to create my notes. I used to just like draw those graphs where it were there, mark it on for my revision. And I found it interesting and easy. I was able to attempt the questions in exam as well.
Okay, that is what we say ki economics mein if you get to know the concepts, then
Right.
the questions become easy. If there
Right.
is any small doubt also in the concept, then the questions will be very difficult to do.
Yeah, so I
Correct.
was able to understand it. The same process. If there is something which is creating a confusion in my mind, I just used to either Google it or call the faculty.
Okay, now coming to the commerce and accountancy. That is another difficult subject that is considered for the non-commerce background students.
I found it lengthy more rather than difficult. It was really lengthy. There were few chapters which was really lengthy, and like At a stretch, if you're studying just one subject, it was getting a little monotonous. So my plan was to cover subject by subject. But while studying commerce and accountancy, it was like going on and not ending. So I stopped and I mixed it with economics. While studying commerce and accountancy as well, I mixed it with economics. So there were breaks. Either one day I'll study this, or half a time I study commerce and accountancy. Generally, it was day wise. For 2 days, if I'm studying commerce and accountancy, the third day I would be taking up economics, and that's how I used to like watch the videos and create my notes.
Okay.
Because
Coming to the last part, that is costing.
costing also I did with the videos itself. Costing was also not very lengthy. I found it pretty interesting as well. So in the same way, I checked the recorded videos and I made my own notes. So till
Okay.
phase one, I was just doing this.
Okay. Now, for the phase two, paper two, what did you do different?
So I did not get into the videos and anything more after that. I just revised with my notes and I did questions. I did every sectional questions which was there in the EduTap sections for every chapter. I used to mix up like one chapter from all the subjects in a day. Then I completed all those. Then I went through to the question bank which was there, and then I like started practicing all those questions. Then there were like 10, 12 mocks which were there. So at the end, this was phase one, paper two, the revision from my notes and the questions there.
Okay.
Around,
And
I think I must have practiced around 8 to 10,000 questions for that.
okay. And I think that's why you found the questions in the examination doable also. Because when you solve a lot of MCQs, your brain works in that manner that you
Right.
know elimination method, you know that which questions are difficult, which you should leave, which you should attempt, and you become accustomed to reading the lengthy questions also.
Exactly. That is what the EduTap faculty also told me, that if you had completed all the subjects and attempting 70 questions was low, and it hit me, then I knew that I had, till phase one, I had not attempted a single question. I did practice the MCQs and everything which were there in the videos. I used to do it with the video, but I had not sat down and solved the questions in the given time frame like a mock. So that is where I had done mock for paper one for phase one, but not for paper two. So that is where it helped me there.
And I want to stress on this point for the students also that she attempted in phase one, paper two, she attempted 70. In phase two, paper two, she attempted 86.
86,
Phase
yes.
two, paper two is more difficult. So
Right,
you can understand that how much difference it creates on how much MCQs you are practicing.
right.
Because the more MCQs, the more mocks that you are giving, that means you will be able to attempt more questions in the
Exactly.
correct manner also.
Right.
Very nice point that yes, you have to put emphasis on the MCQs a lot. Now, coming to the phase two, paper one, that is what many of the students ignore, that is English descriptive. So, did you practice for it or you
I
said,
I did it like I started preparing for phase two around 7th. I had planned to start preparing for paper one from 1st of February, but it went delayed because there were a lot of revision and questions to be done. So I think by somewhere around 10th, I started. So what my practical approach was, I used to read the given the essays to either Gemini or give the topics to Gemini or GPT. They would give me like 300, 350 word structured essays. I used to read it, note down the points. Also, there were a lot of topics which I like used to give to my father and my husband, like read about it today and then we'll discuss it in the evening. So that is how it was a little bit of a conversation, also a change for me, also that I'm not just sitting on the computer and studying, but talking to people. So like around 10 topics I had given both of them, and like they used to read about it in their day and then they used to discuss with me in the evening. So that is how they also helped me for the paper one preparation. And then I practiced 5 to 6 mocks for. I did not prepare anything extra for the Pressy and comprehension section. I just did it in the mocks. And for essay section, I read around 40, 30, 40 essays. I had noted down certain points and then I practiced like 5, 6 essays on that.
okay. And in examination, what was the pattern that you followed? First, SARC, what?
I did the Pressy first, then the RC, and at the end, I did the essay.
Okay.
Although I would suggest, I was not having that keyboard in my house, and since I had started late, so I was not able to practice on the keyboard there. So I did miss out on like the typing speed there, because on the computer my typing speed was good, but on the keyboard it was not as fast as required. But I was somehow able to manage it. So
Yes, this is very important that you need to practice in the keyboard, like 200, 300, that one keyboard, which has very hard keys to press, so
right,
that you become accustomed to the idea for the examination that, okay, this is what you have to deal with.
right.
Okay, now I think we can move towards the interview round. Anything that you want to add before like going towards the interview?
I would just say that consistency is very important. If you're studying for 10 hours one day and then you are not doing it the second day, it is not going to work out. If there are 3 4 months there, just forget everything and just give in 100% of your 3 4 months. It's actually a very big motivating factor for people who are starting after the notifications are out, that you just have these 3 months to put in everything, so that like just don't consider it as your trial attempt. Please be serious, and also be confident that it is doable, it is not impossible. Just be a little bit consistent and have a little bit faith in yourself, and you should be good.
Okay. And did now coming to the interview part, did you give mock interviews before the final interview?
Yes, I did take one online as well as one offline mock interview, because it was a first time experience. So I also wanted to be aware of how things happen. So I did take one offline mock as well and one online mock.
Okay. And was EduTap helpful in the mock interview?
Definitely, it was very helpful. I even got a very good feedback from Anchit sir as well, like how to do things, how it will be helpful. And the online mock interview also, the panel helped me out on like what should I be doing for uh, the preparation, because it was uh, from the online mock to the actual interview there were like 2 to 3 weeks there, so it was really helpful. The panel helped me out a lot.
Okay. And now, how was the final interview? Were you nervous before going in the room?
I was nervous before going into the room as well as I was nervous after I came out, because I did not know it was a very, I did not know how, it was definitely not bad, but I did not know if it was average or above average. I do not know how much did I score in my phase two as well. So I was nervous every day till the results came out. So that was definitely that. But the panel was very cordial. I was more nervous before entering into the room, and I was a little calm and composed after I was in the room. They were
Mm.
cordial. They asked me a few questions technically. They asked me questions regarding my background, the same like why do you want to switch from a corporate to SEBI? And they talked about my interests. I had mentioned my interest in music, so they also took a few questions regarding those interests as well. So overall, the interview was around 13 to 14 minutes. It was a very cordial interview, but I was not able to gauge if it is good enough or not. So
Okay. Can you tell me what were the HR based question and then what were the technical questions, if any
most
examples?
yeah, technical questions were mostly regarding some future and option questions. Uh, the losses are happening, future and options are and revolved around those. And then there were certain questions around cryptocurrency, blockchain, and those went into sequence, like around 7 8 questions regarding that. HR based was mostly regarding my profile, my computer science degree, then what if I'm given the IT stream, and somewhere around that, then what experiences I have, how will it be helpful into SEBI? And then there were certain questions about the interest, like as I had interest in music, what kind of interest? And then there were streaming platforms available. So how are they modifying or changing your perception of music and everything? So there were like some questions which tried to check how I think about things, or things going around. So overall, it was a good, cordial question.
Okay. And were there some questions that you were not able to answer?
I did. There was a question about stable coins and something which I was not very sure about. So I just said that I don't know. So I did not try to revolve around it because I was not knowing. So I just mentioned clearly I do not know. And there was one more question which I was trying to answer, but I was not able to reach to the question. So the panel member did guide me through it, and I was able to reach to the question answer.
Okay. And usually what happens that when are not able to answer a question, our mind goes into a nervous breakdown. So did it happen, or were you able to manage, or how were you
No,
able to manage that?
I was able to manage. I was like, just be calm and composed, and I think I was fine during the interview. I did not panic there.
Hmm.
I when I was out of the interview and was trying to analyze my interview there, I was panicking more. But during the interview, I was fine. They even joked about my name. My name is Trisha, so they were like, there is one more Trisha in the news these days. So we are loved and the panel laughed. So it was calm, composed interview.
Okay. And I think it matters that you have to give mock interviews so that you become accustomed to, okay, these questions I might not be able to answer.
Yes, I think when I had entered for the offline mock interview and I saw my video, I was actually fidgeting with my watch because I saw one panel member was having a very stiff and stern face. So that had created one impact. So I think that helped me out. I saw my body language and I was able to manage that. Yes, I should keep my composure even if the panel member has a stern face. So I was ready for that.
Okay. Now I think we are towards the end of the session. So, like, just one or two more questions. First of all, how helpful do you think EduTap is in your preparation journey?
I would, I'm very grateful for everything, every support I have had. The tips I got from EduTab, the practice the question tips was from EduTab. So, and everything I have done from EduTab, the mocks and everything, the quick and prompt responses were very amazing. Whenever I used to get stuck, by the next day, my issues were resolved. So, I am very happy with everything I had. The help I got from EduTab. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. And now, any message that you want to give out to the students?
I would just say be consistent because there is are going to be days where you'll be very drained. You won't have any confidence. So my strength was either to just take a break or to just sit in the temple for a few minutes, but don't skip days. Don't skip. If you're very tired, you can skip, you can study for 2 or 3 hours, if not 7, 8 hours, or 5 hours, 6 hours, but do not skip days on. That is going to break the entire pattern.
Mm.
Make schedule, make your targets of the day, which should not be very unrealistic. Then subconsciously you will be like, ये तो नहीं होने वाला है. But make strong, thorough target, good enough to complete, not easy, very small targets or short targets, and not very unrealistic targets, but make thorough good targets. And that's
Okay. Thank you so much, Trisha, for joining the session.
sure. Thank you
It,
so much. Thank you.
it was really wonderful talking with you, and I hope that many of the students will learn a lot from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.